Have you ever wondered why the United States government is so corrupt? In my last couple of videos, I've been talking about the history of it, and we're going from them times to now. And we're at this point of history where we have to dive into the Confederate States of America. See, when the Confederacy constitutionally seceded from the United States, these bankers, or the Rothschilds, saw yet again another opportunity to become rich off the harvest of debt. And they offered President Lincoln the opportunity to bring the South back into the Union by force, but at a 30% interest. And Lincoln's direct quote was that he would not embark on freeing a black man by bringing the whites into slavery to the bankers. So he used his authority as the president to offer a new currency called the greenback. And this was a direct threat to the wealth and power of the central banks of America. And the London Times responded quickly, and the Bank of London responded quickly, basically saying that if this was to become a thing, they would pay off all their debt and they wouldn't be in debt with nobody. And all the great mines and wealth would go to North America, and that would bring down the monarchy around the globe. They also stated that this needs to be destroyed, or the country needs to be destroyed as a whole. In 1872, New York bankers sent letters to every bank in the United States, basically urging them to fund any newspapers that opposed this new government currency. They knew themselves that if this was to become a thing, their wealth would crash. And goaded by the private banks, much of Europe was actually for this Confederacy. And they expected that if they were to help the Confederacy, they would bring an end to Lincoln's greenbacks. They were so extreme about it that France and Great Britain considered an outright attack on the United States in support of the Confederacy. But they were held at bay by none other than Russia. See, a lot of people don't know that black people would still be in slavery if it wasn't for Russia's help. Because if these two strong powers came into the United States, we for sure wouldn't have won that Civil War. See, Russia was already without a central bank, so they was all for the United States having their own government currency. And without European intervention, the Union ended up winning the Civil War. And President Lincoln announced his intentions of introducing the greenbacks. Yeah, and after they won, you guessed it, that's exactly when he got assassinated. And following his assassination, these greenbacks was pulled off the market. And the people of the United States was forced back into debt and were forced to go back to these banknotes from these central bankers. And this time with an excessive interest rate. Yeah, these men, when they want something done, they're gonna get somebody killed for it. And they don't care who dies in the process. Like for part 4, because we're going into the Federal Reserve next.